Okay. Hi everybody. This is like super different for me. I never like sit down and make videos. I've never even made a video in general before. So hi. Welcome. Literally the only reason I'm making this video today is because of the amount of like DMs and just questions I get on my Instagram. I kind of just wanted to like sit and make a video about my journey, a bit about my life, my history, just so like people can get to know me more. As you can see by the title, I'm making this video today just for one purpose. I honestly just wanted to talk about Islam, and I wanted to talk about my journey with Islam. I've been getting so many questions like on Instagram, in my DMs, and that's the only place that I get questions normally, but I've been getting questions from people as young as like 15 and as old as like 30 about Islam and why I converted. I'm going to talk about the difference between convert and revert in a minute, but I just wanted to sit down. I'm going to do my makeup while I talk about it because I feel like it would just be kind of boring if I just sat here. So I already have my concealer on, but I'm gonna talk about my journey and my life. If you're not curious about it, then you don't have to watch this video. Like, it's gonna be boring to you. I'm just making this video solely because I've got so many people that are really curious about this and about my life for some reason, and they just want to know more. Maybe there's like a little girl that's like going through YouTube and it's like 5 in the morning and she's researching every single religion on earth and she comes across this video and she learns something. That's kind of the whole point of me making this video, because I was her. Like, I stayed up until 5 a.m. for like 6 months looking at people's Revert videos, watching videos about Islam, you know. And like, subhanAllah, it really comes like full circle, me making this video today. I'm gonna try and make it like as little cuts as possible because like I'm not perfect. This video is not gonna be perfect. I just want it to feel like really chill and we can just like talk it out, you know? So I'm gonna start my makeup and let's get into it. The cat in the background, that's my new cat. His name is Moo. And he's literally the love of my life. Like, I'm obsessed with him. He's the sweetest cat ever. He just sleeps all day, like literally all day. And at night he plays, but I just fall asleep. And then I wake up at like 5:30 when he wants to play again. But it's kind of nice. It's like an alarm for Fajr. So Fajr prayer is the first prayer of the day. If anybody doesn't know, I pray 5 times a day as a Muslim, and I love praying, actually. Like, once you get into a habit of it, it's kind of just like meditating. Like, it's so calming and it feels so good after. Like, I don't know, it's the most important thing that I do during the day, and it just has the most importance. Like, even if I'm in a class, I pause my class to go make wudu and pray. Also, if I use any Arabic words during this video, I will only use Arabic words if they have to do with Islam. I'm really not going to say Arabic words that like aren't part of the Islamic language because I don't know Arabic. I speak fluent English, French, and Spanish, but I don't know Arabic yet. InshaAllah, one day I will speak fluent Arabic too with my kids because it's so beautiful. But if I say any Arabic word that normal society won't understand, I'll put the definition of it on the screen just so it makes more sense. So inshallah you guys will understand what I'm saying. I don't know. So in terms of makeup, I put this Makeup Revolution concealer. It has like a little puff at the end, and I put it all over my face in the areas that need help because I have so many acne scars, it's not even funny. Like, I couldn't care less at this point. Like, everybody has seen my skin at its worst, and I've tried so many different products that I'm just like, I don't even care anymore, you know? I'm just gonna show them to you. Why not? My skin is a lot better though. Like, it used to be so much worse. And I've been using like CeraVe products for like I think 6 months. Ever since quarantine started, I've been using them, and it helps so much. Like, my skin used to be so much worse than this, and literally it's so much better. So thanks to them. I was like watching TikToks and I came across Makeup by Hiram, I think it is, and he just does skincare like all day. So that's where I learned about the CeraVe products, and they've been working really well for my skin. Like, I used to have cystic acne on my chin. I would get it like near my nose, and I just have so many scars that I'm trying to like heal my skin now. So it's been working really well. Alhamdulillah, like, it looks so much better than it used to. I'm gonna use bronzer now, and I'm gonna start talking about me. If you don't even care about like what I'm gonna talk about in today's video, honestly, just exit. Like, I don't need like random comments on this video saying like that I'm, you know, that I'm ugly or disgusting or whatever. I get those DMs every day, just from random people. And yeah, I'm not perfect. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. Like, I have tattoos. I once lived a different life than I am living right now, so don't come into this video thinking that you're gonna see a perfect Muslim woman, because she doesn't exist. Everyone is unique in their own way, and everyone devotes their time to their God their own way. And I just want to tell my story because I'm sure that there are little people watching YouTube right now thinking like, oh, I need help, like I need someone to talk to. With that being said, my DMs are always open. Literally, I'm gonna put my Instagram in the description so you guys can like use my Instagram as a tool, because the amount of DMs I've already got from people is astounding. Just after converting like 4 or 5 months ago, I've gotten like, I'm not popular, I'm just saying I got like probably around 20 DMs like just in that period of time from people like questioning, you know, why should I convert? Why is this religion better than other religions? Why is Catholicism not good enough? Etc, etc. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to talk about, like, I'm not going to be comparing different religions in this video because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm literally just here to tell you about my life and like what I did. If you want to do your own research, please do it. But I'm not going to be over here bashing different religions on this video. It's not about that for me. It's literally just about like telling you about my life, and that's it. So if the quality sucks, it's because I'm filming this on my phone. Like, I don't have this huge like camera system thing with like a microphone and everything. Honey, I'm filming this on my phone. Like, you can hear the trees and the birds in the background, so I'm sorry about that, but we can't have it all, right? I'm gonna start off by saying, like I said before, I speak English, Spanish, and French fluently. I'm learning Arabic right now. I'm taking the first year course in university. I am in second year university currently, and I'm studying global and international studies. My major is law and social justice, and inshallah one day I hope to be either an interpreter or a human rights officer. So that's kind of my background. That's what I want to do with my life. Yeah, so let me start off with, honestly, quarantine is kind of where the story ends, because that's when I took my shahada, which is the conversion, like the recitation. It's like, you know, in Catholicism when you have your baptism, it's that same thing but for Islam. So my story starts probably like a year and a half ago to a year ago when I started getting interested in Islam. I think everything actually started when I got a job at a daycare. And if anybody from Kids Kingdom is watching this video, hi y'all. There were 2 girls in particular they already know who they are. Mel and Zara, my loves of my life. Every time I would show up to my shift, if I look over here, by the way, it's because there's a mirror, just in case you're wondering. Every time I would show up for my shift and they were there, honey, we would talk about Islam, we would talk about life, especially specifically religion. And it's kind of crazy looking back how many things they taught me about the religion in such a short period of time. And the thing that I loved about it was literally going home after my shift and just researching what they told me and like finding out new things for myself, or like, you know, just like growing my brain a bit, you know, because I was not very educated, to be completely honest. I didn't know anything about other religions. Obviously, like, I took world religions in high school, but that didn't do anything. Like, you know, my teacher was kind of whack, so I didn't really learn much. And having those two girls at work, literally, like, I was so excited to go in for my shift because I knew they would be there and I knew what we would talk about. So it just felt so good, like, learning from such educated, brilliant, beautiful women. And like, subhanallah, like, they just like changed my mindset completely. And I don't think that they know that. Like, I'm pretty sure I told Mel, but like, they honestly like changed my view of religion in general. Like, so yeah, I'm just really thankful for them. Alhamdulillah, like, they have helped me so much. So like I said, I would show up at work and we would just spend the entire shift talking, and that's kind of like where it started. Keep in mind, when I'm mentioning like my life before Islam, I wasn't Muslim at that point, so I was dating people, I was going clubbing, I was drinking, partying, etc. And I thought I was happy, and I wasn't. Like, I actually wasn't. It was kind of this like false sense of happiness that I was experiencing, going to the club literally every Friday, like a clock, literally like clockwork. I would wake up, go to the club, wake up the next morning, you know, throw up, be hungover, and then go to work and make money. And it was like, there was no purpose in my life. I had no purpose and I felt nothing. It's kind of like I was just numb, honestly. And it wasn't fun. Like, and I say this because like, for me, it wasn't fun. And I'm not judging or blaming anybody who still has that lifestyle. Go for it. Like, if it makes you happy and if you feel good doing it, then go for it. But like, in terms of my life, if we're talking about, you know, what led me to Islam, like, I just have to be honest, and it did make me happy. So that's why if I say something like that, I'm not judging anybody. I'm literally just like pointing out, you know, what happened. But I was meeting, you know, people who I thought were my friends at the club. Turns out they weren't. I became friends with some really, really ugly people, like ugly on the inside, not the outside. Some of them ended up going to jail. It was just messy. It was really messy. Like, I did not have a good life before I was introduced to Islam, and I'm just so thankful. Like, it's like I'm looking back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, my life was crazy, bro. Like, I can't even like explain it because it's too much. But I was just not happy, and I thought I was, which was crazy, because now seeing how happy I am and knowing what I know now, it's like, why did I even bother with these people, you know? Like, they were subsequently ruining my life without even knowing it, and I was allowing them to. So flash forward, after the whole like clubbing, dating scene, whatever, I did date a few Muslims when I was not Muslim, and great people, but I just got over it. Like, I realized they weren't for me, and that's okay, that's completely fine. But they helped introduce me more to the religion as well, even if they weren't like praying and actively practicing their religion. They guided me towards it as well, because I saw them as Muslims, and I went home and I like researched and I educated myself, and I did everything because I saw them as, you know, they identified as that. So I became even more interested because of that reason. Honestly, I feel like university was like an eye-opener because I saw so many more Muslims at school than usual. Like, I used to go to Catholic schools like my whole my childhood, and that's it. It was just a pile of white kids, and we, you know, said "O Canada" in the morning and did our Father prayer, and it was just like, astaghfirullah, it was just the same thing over and over again. It was like a cycle. I actually used to go to church with my dad every single Sunday, and I was so happy, but like for the completely wrong reasons. The reason I was happy going to church is because I wanted so badly to believe in something, and I didn't care what it was. Like, at the point, I was just like so done with life. I was like, I need to believe in something. I need, like, there has to be a purpose in my mind. Like, to me, there's like an answer for everything. In my mind, like, there has to be a purpose for everything, and everything happens for a reason. So with that belief in my head, I'm like, okay, I need to believe in something, and there's nothing here that is showing me what's truthful. And I'm not bashing Christians, again, like, beautiful people. I'm glad they have a faith in something. It just wasn't for me personally. This is my experience, and like, not bashing anybody else's religion, but it wasn't for me. If anybody from Trinity is watching this video, bruh, after Father Steve happened, I was like, God damn, who can I trust? You know, who can I trust? Because it was like, all of these like figures, all of these people that were supposed to be role models were literally becoming like monsters. And I just saw the Catholic religion as a business. I did not see it as a religion whatsoever anymore. And it was sad. Like, it was sad to me. You go to church, you give them some money. They didn't really use it to fix up the church. They kind of just took your money and, you know, you left. And then I heard about Father Steve, and I was like, God damn, what do I do now? What can I believe in? Because this obviously is not the right thing to believe in. This obviously is hurting people, and like, I don't want to believe in that. So like, it was hard as like a young kid to realize, like, I had all these beliefs that had to do with Islam, but everyone was telling me that it was such a bad religion, and that it was, you know, like, that it was a terrorist religion. So it was pushing me farther away from it, even though it was the religion that I was supposed to believe in for this whole time. So after high school and that whole scene with like the priest and everything, astaghfirullah, like all that happened. And I wouldn't say there was one thing in particular that guided me to follow Islam. Let me see if these are gonna look cute. Hold on. No. Okay, anyway, like I said, there wasn't one thing that guided me to like follow Islam. It was kind of a bunch of things like clumped together. So, you know, the people from the daycare that I worked at, the people that I dated, even just clubbing and stuff. Like, once you're at such a low point, it's like you're so motivated to just research things that are going to make you happier and make your life better. And I truly believe that. Like, I started researching Islam for a reason, and alhamdulillah I did, because I can't even explain to you how happy I am now. And it's crazy, people can just notice it, like when they talk to me or when they see me, they're like, wow, you just look genuinely happy. And I think that's the best compliment that you can receive. The hardest part obviously was like telling my parents, and this is the type of DM that I get all the time. There was this little 15-year-old boy from, I want to say Russia. He DM'd me and was asking like, okay, I believe in Islam. I'm Muslim in my heart, but my parents are very Christian. What do I do? How do I tell them? You know, like, how do I go about this? Do I just tell them straight up, like, look, I believe in this, I'm Muslim? Or do I kind of like slowly get them like warmed up to it? And honestly, my answer to him was probably the only answer that you can give a little child who's like interested in this religion. Like, I'm so proud of him, first of all, for like coming to me and like asking these questions, because I want to help, you know. Like, he has such a beautiful heart and is so innocent, and I just love that he cared so much to talk about it, because a lot of people just are like, oh, they're my parents, like they're gonna love me no matter what. And yes, they should, but at the same time that you're making this huge change in your life, you have to respect them as well, and respect goes both ways, right? With that being said, my parents were like not chill with it at the beginning. It was like very toxic at the beginning, let me say, if that makes sense. Like, it was kind of like I was very standing firm on my beliefs and said, yes, this is what I believe in and this is what I'm gonna do. And I didn't get the best, like I didn't receive like the best answers from that. It was more like, okay, what about ISIS? What about this? What about that? It was kind of like pointing out all the negatives, and I just said, look, you know what? As long as I'm not hurting anybody, as long as this isn't detrimental to our family, then I'm gonna do it, you know? Like, I've never done anything in my life that hurts the people around me, and if I did, I wouldn't do it. And this is one of those things, like, I'm not hurting anybody, so if it makes me happy, I will go through with it. And we will all learn as the time goes by that I'm still the exact same person that I've always been. I just have a belief system that follows this certain religion, and I'm not going to keep it to myself. I want to be vocally happy, and I want to vocally devote my life to my God, because it makes sense to me. Another like kind of question I get in terms of Islam is hijab. That's like a whole nother video in itself. I don't know if I'm gonna make a whole nother video to do with hijab, because like honestly, I don't know, to me it was just so easy. And I know like for a lot of girls it's not easy, and a lot of girls just think, oh, I'm wearing the hijab because why am I, you know, like attracting men to me? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? It's not even about the men per se. Hijab was inspired by Mary as a way to like literally have people look at you for your personality and not just your body. And like, it's 2020. Love yourself, love your body. If you're confident wearing whatever it is you wear, then wear it. Like, honestly, wear it and feel confident because you feel beautiful on the inside, not because other people are telling you that by wearing this you'll feel beautiful, etc. I started wearing hijab like literally even before I took my shahada. I ended up taking my shahada at the end of Ramadan this year, the one that just passed. May 24th, I think it was, that night actually. I was literally like on the bathroom floor, and I was like, you know what, I'm alone, I'm going to take it. I ended up DMing this like Instagram help for reverts, and I can't remember the name of it actually. I think it was honestly called Revert help or Revert team or something like that, and they helped me through the whole process. Like, mashallah, like they literally helped me through the whole thing. Such a sweet lady. And she basically recited the shahada, which is what you have to say to be able, like, to convert to Islam, which is like a sentence: Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. You say that as you want, like, you know, you say that when you convert, but you actually say that when you're making wudu, when you're cleansing yourself before you pray. Usually people say that at the end to kind of like seal their wudu, the cleansing, and that's kind of like what you say to convert. And you actually say that during prayer as well. It's kind of just like a seal of your faith to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's just how it went. It was super easy. Like, I literally right after taking my shahada, I just started bawling my eyes out because something came over me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I feel so like full, if that makes sense. To be honest, after taking my shahada, I didn't really tell my parents that I took my shahada. I kind of kept it to myself, started wearing hijab like full time, and started praying 5 times a day and learning how to pray properly, because when I started praying, I wasn't doing it properly. I was just praying in English, and I was just like on the floor, like probably bawling my eyes out, and not really knowing what to say. Like, I didn't know Arabic at all, like whatsoever. So like that was kind of part of it. Like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know the right words to say, but I could still feel like he was accepting my prayers, because I was in such, like, you know, when you're a revert, you don't know what to do yet, and Allah is still there for you. Like, if you're someone watching this and you're a revert and you're scared to pray, there's so many tools and resources on YouTube especially. But if it's like your first night praying and you don't know what to say, he's still listening. Like, he knows everything that goes on in your heart and in your mind, and that's all you need to know. Like, stop caring about what people think. People are gonna think whatever they want to, no matter what. Literally, you could like I could stop wearing hijab, stop being Muslim, and people would still judge me. And the fact that I did it, they will judge me as well. But taking it off, they'll judge me also. So just stop caring, do exactly what you want to do, and the right people will follow you no matter what you do. The wrong people, you didn't need them anyways. They were literally a waste of your time, so there's no reason that you need to keep them in your life. Like, literally, they're not worth it. I just want to see like a full video in terms of like hijab and like the journey and the story and like everything like that. Let me know. Like, I'll do any video you want to see. I just doubt people are even gonna care, so that's why I'm making this video. For anybody who does care, for anybody that like went on my Instagram, saw the link, and is just like genuinely curious about why I chose Islam. It's the scientific research, bro. It's everything. It's all the proof that I have. It's knowing that literally the Quran was the science that scientists didn't even know about. Like, all of these people thinking that scientists knew about like the like space exploration and all this stuff, the fact that they thought that science came up with what has to do with a woman's uterus, nah honey, it came from the Quran literally more than 1400 years ago. And that's just the truth. Like, to me, there was nothing that doubted me, and there is still nothing that doubts me on my decision that I made to revert to Islam. And honestly, I'm just so happy that I made this decision, and I wanted to make this video. Hopefully, inshallah, it helped somebody, like one person, to feel like, you know, like I'm not alone. Like, I come from Canada. I live in the capital of Canada. I'm 19 years old. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I had a bad past. Like, I had a completely different life than I do right now. But if I can motivate somebody to like go out and research for themselves and just like find the truth about life, then like 100% I'll do that, you know? There's like no doubt in my mind. Obviously, I might have like missed a few things in this video, so if you're genuinely curious about anything else, if it's to do with Islam or if it's to do with my life, then my Instagram is always open, my DMs are always open. Everything is there, so please use the resources that you have. You can always DM me and ask any questions you need. If you're curious, if you have doubts about something, please just text me. Like, please. I don't mind. I've already answered multiple people about the questions they have, and hopefully I answered them correctly. But again, like I said, I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm still learning every single day. So if I don't answer something properly or I don't know what to say, then please do your own research, okay? Even if I say something, do your own research anyways, so that you can understand it yourself and make your own opinion. You don't even have to like trust everybody else's opinion around you. You should form your own, because that's the best opinion that you can have. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. like I said, if you have any other questions, please DM me. And just thank you for like sitting here and listening to this. If I missed anything, again, ask me because I'm sure I missed a bunch of shit, but yeah, thank you for watching again. You can subscribe if you want. I'll probably make other videos like this or like different ones, maybe about hijab or maybe about my skincare like I talked about before. If you guys are genuinely curious about it, then let me know. But again, just thank you and God bless everybody. I hope you guys have a great week or a great day, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you soon. Bye.